Hello everyone, I am back for another episode of my Best of 2022 series. I've already showed you guys my favorite drugstore picks from the year, and now we're moving into high-end makeup. Today specifically, we're going to be talking about high-end face products that just really changed the game for me this year. I fell in love with so many things, and I can't wait to share them with you guys. We're not going to waste any time. We're just going to dive right in. We're going to start with primers and move all the way to setting spray, and then stay tuned for my future episodes where I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top picks from the high-end category in both eyes and then lips. But today we're doing complexion products. So with primers to start, this first primer is one of the most unique formulas I've ever tried, and I discovered it and fell in love with it this year, obviously. This is the Natasha Denona Hygen Skin Glass Energizing and Hydrating Primer Serum. This has such a unique texture and it has like almost a glazed look to it. I'll try to show you. It's got this golden sheen that just looks absolutely beautiful on the skin. It almost feels like it has an oily base to it, but it doesn't leave the skin feeling greasy. Somehow it absorbs into the skin. It's absolutely beautiful, and you can see how stunning the glow is on my hand. Like, it's just beautiful, and it really preps and primes the skin so well for makeup. I'm in love with this. Another glowy primer that I fell in love with this year is from Smashbox. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Illuminate Glow Primer. I love this stuff. This definitely has more of a golden pink peach kind of a shift to it. I'm just gonna layer it on top of the Natasha Denona one right here so you can kind of see the difference. See how much more golden that is? I think this is so pretty as well. This one doesn't feel quite as serum-y. It's more of like a primer, so it dries down a little bit more than the Natasha Denona one, but still, both are incredible. I loved using both this year just to create like a lit from within type of a glow. Both these primers made my skin look very, very healthy. And I love how this one has vitamin C in it. That's just kind of a fun plus, but this is truly amazing, and it really helps just the look and the wear of my foundation when I wear this. I love this as well. Today I actually mixed both of them on the skin today, and I feel like my skin looks extra glowy. I also loved this primer so much all year long. This is the Beekman 1802 Milk Primer. It has an SPF sunscreen of 35, and it is a mineral sunscreen, which is really great. I just really love this for when I felt like I wanted a little bit of skincare incorporated into my makeup routine. This obviously looks really pretty underneath foundation as well, but I feel like it's mostly kind of a boost for the skin. If I ever had days where my skin felt kind of irritated, I would reach for this, and I love that there's SPF in here as well. I will say it does smell a little funny because of the goat's milk in this product, but the smell does not linger on the skin, so it doesn't bother me overall. And I feel like it actually leaves a really nice texture on the skin to where my foundation looks more smooth over top of my pores. So this is a great primer as well. This next foundation, I think I technically mentioned in last year's Best of Beauty Award winner video, but I had to mention it again because it's by far my most used foundation ever. I actually feel like it's probably a foundation that I used more consistently than any other foundation that I've ever tried in my life. And that is this one right here. This is just incredible, you guys. You already know how much I love this. The NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I wear mine in the shade Mont Blanc. It is incredible. I did so many videos on this and using this year, so I'm not gonna, bore you with how much I love this, but just know it's one of my all-time favorite, if not my all-time favorite foundation. The texture is beautiful. It gives just the right amount of coverage, just the right amount of glow. It lasts all day on me. I cannot get enough of this foundation. It's incredible. I'm actually wearing this one, but I mixed it with another foundation that quickly rose to the top of my list this year. And that is the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation from Hourglass. So this is what I have on my face. I mixed the two. This one is definitely more of an airbrushed, fuller coverage type of foundation, but it does not look heavy on the skin. So this one is like everyday and special occasion in my opinion. This one is a little bit more special occasion and super long wear. I love both of these so much. I definitely got more use out of this one because this one launched more recently than this, but both are absolutely beautiful, and I think these two are the best foundations that launched this year that I tried. So can't get enough of either, and I feel like they're different enough to where I can enjoy both for different reasons, and then I mixed them today and I think it looks really stunning actually combined on the face. So these are definitely my top two foundations of the year. I wanted to throw this in here because even though I didn't use it as much as the other two foundations I just mentioned, I actually found myself reaching for it quite a bit, and it stayed on my desk all year long, and that is this one right here from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Beautiful Skin Foundation. I wear mine in the shade 3 Cool. I just think this is such a beautiful foundation for when I wanted an extra dewy finish to the skin. I will say I like how the Hourglass and the NARS wear on me a little bit more as far as longevity goes. This one gets a little bit more dewy throughout the day, which is not a deal breaker, but just, you know, something to point out. So I did take that into consideration when I chose my foundations this year, and that's why I didn't use this as much, just because the other two wear a little longer on me, but the finish of this is absolutely beautiful. I really love the texture, the formula, the packaging, all of that. So I did feel like it deserved a little spot in the best of beauty because this is a really stunning foundation, and I know so many people really enjoyed it, so had to mention that one as well. This is a foundation that actually surprised me. I thought initially that it was going to be a foundation that would be more full coverage and more glam, but it's actually an incredible everyday foundation, and it's from Patrick Ta. So this is the cream foundation and finishing powder duo. It looks like this. I have mine in the shade Fair 2. I also wear Fair 3, but Fair 3 worked better for me in the summertime. This is my current shade. You guys, this looks so beautiful on the skin. A little goes a long way. It's not meant to be a full coverage foundation. This is the type of foundation that I reach for whenever I want just a little bit more of an even tone on the skin, but I don't want it to look makeup-y. I use this. It's so beautiful, and the finishing powder as well is absolutely stunning. So I wanted to make sure to mention this. I feel like I didn't use it too many times on my channel. It was more of an everyday type of quick makeup routine foundation for myself. So let me know if you guys want to see a routine with this in it. I would love to show you guys more, but it's stunning. It's absolutely beautiful, and again, a little goes a long way. I feel like the more you use of this, the worse it looks. So it's not for super full coverage type of gals. It's definitely more for that no makeup, flawless, is she wearing makeup type of a look, but it's not so subtle to where it's not worth putting on, if that makes sense. It like really makes a difference, but it doesn't look like you're wearing anything, which is really beautiful. I love this. Now, this next product is definitely more of a no makeup, it's more skincare based type of a product. For those days when I just didn't want to wear makeup, but I did, you know, where I just wanted a little bit of coverage on the skin, but I wanted my skin to still breathe a little bit, and I also wanted it to feel like I'm just wearing skincare, basically. That's when I would reach for this. This is the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. I have mine in the shade Atelier 0.5. This is definitely more of an oil-based type of a formula, so not one that I would choose for an all-day wear type of a situation, but if I just needed like a boost of hydration and a little bit of coverage, and I just wanted my skin to look and feel really hydrated and just pampered, I would reach for this. Again, it's more of like an everyday type of a look. It's more of a no makeup type of a product. It definitely is not one that I would reach for a more glam look like this one. This is where the Hourglass and the NARS foundation would come in handy for me. But this is a really, really nice formula. I really love the packaging as well. It just has like a little dropper on it. Anyway, I got quite a bit of use out of this year. Mostly off camera versus on, just because I wasn't doing, you know, glam looks using this. It's definitely more of a apply with your fingertips type of a routine after my skincare, just to make myself feel a little bit better and refreshed and pampered without wearing like a full face of makeup. So love this as well. I gotta tell you, this is one of the best tinted moisturizers I've ever tried. This is from Rare Beauty. It's their Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer. I wore this so much this summer. What I loved about this is it gave me a really nice, fresh, dewy finish that lasted all day. Usually I don't get that with a tinted moisturizer. Like normally if something were to give me more of a dewy finish, it would look too greasy by the end of the day. That's not the case with this. I found that it wore really well on me and looked like the same all day long. So I got tons of use out of this, especially in the summer because it's a tinted moisturizer, but it gives good coverage still and it looks very skin-like. It's really incredible. I love it. I did mention this product last year, but I'm going to throw it in here really quickly again because I got so much use out of it this year. Again, the Tower 28 Sunny Days Broad Spectrum Tinted Sunscreen. This is another tinted moisturizer that really made it into my everyday routine this year. So I wanted to give it another shout out since it is something that I did not stop using. I love that this has mineral sunscreen in it and it's formulated for like sensitive skin. So if there was ever a time where I just needed that everyday boost of coverage, but I also was maybe having a bad skin day, this is what I would reach for. It's really, really good. And I loved it all year, this year as well. I found a color corrector this year that I fell in love with, and that is this one right here from Exa Beauty. This is the High Fidelity Color Corrector in the shade Pink. This is one of the best color correctors for the under eye area for myself and my skin tone that I've ever found. I just love the color of it. It brightens up the under eyes. It does not like look cakey or heavy under the under eyes, and also layers underneath concealer really beautifully. So this was a really great find for me if I wanted just an extra boost of brightness. I'm actually wearing it under the eyes, underneath the concealer that I'm going to talk about next, but it is so amazing. I love this. I didn't branch out too much when it came to high-end concealers this year because I love my NYX Serum Concealer so much. That's what I used for the majority of the year, but more recently I discovered the new Bobbi Brown concealer. This is the Skin Full Cover Concealer, and it's been a long time since I've tried a high-end concealer and was like, whoa, at the beginning, you know, like when I first tried it out, I fell in love with it and kept using it, and it's what I'm wearing today. I just think this looks amazing underneath the eyes. To me, this gives great full coverage, but it's not heavy or drying, which I really love, but it also lasts all day. I love this stuff. So this was like pretty surprising to me how much I've been using this, considering I did try several high-end concealers this year, but nothing really stuck as quickly as this one. So I wanted to make sure to mention it. All right, let's move into powders. This powder was one of the most like innovative formulas that I tried this year. This is the Jaclyn Cosmetics and Robin, let's see, Powder Move Loose Setting Powder in the shade Sheer Fair. This was the collab that she did with her mom, and so it has a really nice texture and a luminosity to it. It's actually the powder that I'm wearing on the sides of my face today. It's a very lightweight, like glowy powder, but it's not so lightweight to where it doesn't effectively set the face. It's a really beautiful formula. I loved it this year, and I still am loving it. It's just something that's like perfect for days when you want to set the face, but you don't want to lose the luminosity in your complexion. I reach for this. It's beautiful. It works great under the eyes as well. It's just a really nice formula. So I wanted to make sure to mention it in this year's favorites because I got so much use out of this. The Laura Mercier Translucent Powder is such an iconic formula, and this year I tried out, and I think they launched this year as well, their Tone Up Loose Powder in the shade Rose. So this is like their normal formula, but the color is more of a light pink tone, which is so beautiful for brightening up the under eye area. I actually have this underneath my eyes to kind of brighten. I love this. This really does make such a difference when used underneath the eyes. I definitely feel like it's more of a full coverage type of a powder, so more of a special occasion powder for myself anyway, but definitely worth checking out if you're into that super bright under eye look. And if you love the Laura Mercier formula, you would love this. It's so pretty. I also got so much use out of this powder right here from Rare Beauty this year. This is their setting powder in the shade Light. This is so beautiful. It barely looks like you're wearing powder, which is so nice. So this is a great everyday powder if you're somebody that doesn't really want to have something feeling like it's locked in there. I like that feeling when it comes to setting powders usually, but this is a really great everyday powder that kind of just brightens the skin, and it also leaves a little bit of a luminosity to it without feeling heavy, but it does the job as well. Like, you're gonna set the face and it's gonna help your makeup last all day, but it's almost undetectable on the skin. It's a beautiful formula. This one's really nice. This is another honorable mention that I'm gonna throw in here because I use these all year again. These are the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powders. I love the shade Sugar Cookie and Cupcake the most. I kept these on my desk all year long and used these like crazy again. So I was like, you know, I've mentioned them in a favorites video, like a yearly favorites video before, and I don't even care that I'm gonna mention them again because I use them nonstop. So they deserve another mention from me for this year. They're so incredible. I love this powder so much. I also discovered this little tool thanks to TikTok. This is a little beauty blender powder puff, and I finally got my hands on it a few months ago, and I'm absolutely obsessed. Using this with setting powder underneath the eyes will give you the most airbrushed looking skin of your life. I love this. It's worth every penny. It's so beautiful and luxurious feeling. And I truly feel like it makes the world of a difference when setting my face. It's also really great for touch-ups throughout the day, so you'll see like I just did. I will just go around the T-zone and kind of like press this into the skin, and it just takes away any excess oils really quickly. This is such a fun device that really makes a massive difference in the overall appearance of my skin, especially when applying powders. It's so good. Guys, I think this year was the year of cream contours for me and cream bronzers because I have way too many cream bronzers that like made it into this video, but I genuinely could not narrow this list down because I love them all so much and got so much use out of all of these. So first of all, the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick in the shade Biscuit. This is one of the most foolproof contour formulas I've ever tried. I normally never go directly onto the skin with a contour product, but I feel like I can with this because of how seamlessly it blends out. I also love the texture, like the tone and undertone of this too is so flattering on me. The packaging is great. It's definitely more of a luxurious product, but I love this. I'm wearing it actually all over the skin. I did layer this with another bronzer that I'll get to in just a second, but this is phenomenal. It really sculpts the face and just, it's so foolproof. Like, it's very user friendly, which I love about this. I also fell in love with this right here, if it will focus, hello, the NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream in Laguna 01. So this is slightly a lighter shade. This is a little bit more warm than a lot of like the cream contours that I typically go for, but I kept using it because of the formula. The formula blends out like a dream. It is so beautiful, so buttery, so seamless. You like cannot mess this up. It's one of the most beautiful and most blendable cream contours that I've ever tried. So I really did enjoy this one as well. This is the other cream contour that I'm wearing right now on top of the Westman Atelier, and it's from Makeup by Mario. This is his Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I have mine in the shade Light. This is a little bit more of like a balmy contour type product. Again, very easy to blend. This one is a little bit more sheer, but a little does go a long way. So you don't have to build it up that much, but it shears out really nicely. So I've got that layered on the skin as well. This one just makes your skin look really healthy. It's really beautiful and foolproof as well. If you can't tell, that's like key for me when it comes to cream bronzers. I need it to be able to blend out beautifully. Plus I love the tone and undertone of this shade for myself personally. I think it's very flattering and I don't really overdo it, even though I tend to be heavy-handed with contours and bronzers just because I love to bronze my face. But this is a really beautiful formula too. I also got so much use out of this right here from Charlotte Tilbury. This is her Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer. I have mine in the shade Fair. This one actually has a little bit more of like a powdery finish when it sets, which is actually really nice. But I love like the packaging of this. I love how big the pan is, and I also really love the tone and undertone as well. It almost has like more of an olive undertone to it, so I felt like it was very flattering for me to warm up my skin with in the summer months. But yeah, it's such a good formula as well. I'm trying not to talk too long about all these cream contours because we'll be here for like 10 years since I have so many that I loved. I also loved the Rare Beauty Contour Stick. This is the Happy Soul Bronzer Stick. Well, the shade is Happy Soul. This is their more cool toned bronzer. Their other ones were way too warm toned, so Happy Soul is definitely the shade that I fell in love with the most. Again, very user-friendly, very easy to blend out. Same as all these other ones that I love so much, but I got so much use out of that as well. Another one that I loved is from Persona Cosmetics. This is also a gorgeous cream bronzer. This has more of a warm tone to it, so it definitely adds more warmth versus structure for myself anyway. But this is their bronze multi-stick in the shade Dune. So, so good. I love this one as well. And then I also fell in love with the contour color on this product from Dibs. This is like their double-sided contour and blush stick. I do love the blush formula on here as well, but this contour color is so nice. And this one specifically is in the shade Spill the Tea and Full Deets. Again, very user-friendly formula, very flattering colors, and they have lots of different shades in this, but I got lots of use out of that as well this year. I do have one powder bronzer to share with you, believe it or not, and that is from Jaclyn Cosmetics. It's this one right here. This is her pressed bronzer, and I love the shade Vitamin D. This is a very warm tone bronzer, but it really does the trick. Like, it really warms up the skin without looking too orangey, which I really love. I'm actually wearing it all over the skin today. So I mixed those cream contours and then set the face with the powder, and then I dusted a little bit of this on top to just add a bit more warmth. But yeah, I really love it. This is one of my favorite, more warm-toned powder bronzers that I've ever tried, because usually they just pull too orange or red on me. So I try to steer clear usually from more warm-toned bronzers. I like a neutral tone for myself, but this is one that really works and really just adds like a healthy glow and sun-kissed warmth to the skin, which I love, and it smells really good too, by the way. I love it. This is definitely a newer product to me, but I had to mention it in this video because I've been using it absolutely nonstop. Plus, it's formulas that I'm very familiar with, and that is this palette right here from Hourglass. This is from their holiday collection, so it is limited edition. Hopefully it's still around. I hope that they keep this around for longer than some of the other ones in the past. I guess it just depends on like how popular they are, but this one is the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palette, and this is the Elephant one. They launched 3 different ones. I own all 3. I really do enjoy all 3, but the Elephant one is by far, whoa, oh, I almost dropped it. That scared me. This one is by far my favorite. I get the most use out of this. I use every single shade in here. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you're familiar with Hourglass, you know that their formulas are absolutely just luxurious, and they make your skin look so healthy. I always feel so pretty and put together when I use this palette. It is stunning. And they launch these every single year, but this is one of my favorites that they've launched in a long time because I feel like I genuinely love and use and feel pretty in every single shade in this palette, which is really great. So had to mention that as well. Some cream blushes that I fell in love with are, first of all, this Anastasia one in the shade Latte. It is such a beautiful, just everyday tone. Look at that, it's stunning. I love this all over the cheeks. I also love how this applies over top of powders. All of these cream blushes that I'm gonna share with you guys work really well, obviously underneath powder or over top of powder. I love to use blush after setting powder, and I always use a setting powder on my cheeks. So I love formulas that work well on top of the cheeks after powder without like breaking up the makeup. And this is one of my favorite formulas and shades ever. I also fell in love with the Persona Cosmetics Blush Multi-Sticks. The two shades I love the most are Teddy, which is like this nice peachy color. I'm actually wearing this on the outer portions of the face right here. And then they also launched a cream formula in the shade Bubble, which is like just a neon kind of a pink shade, like a bubblegum insane cool tone pink. It's so pretty, especially in the summertime. I love this one. Those three cream blushes were everything to me. Bubble was originally a powder formula though, and I got so much use out of this as well. I'm actually wearing that on the apples of the cheeks. It looks more scary in the pan than it actually is once you apply it to the cheeks. This is like the Dior blush that went viral, but it's even more vibrant, and I feel like this is a little bit more of a deeper tone as well. Even though it's still bright, I feel like this would work on medium and deep skin tones, where the Dior one is a little bit more pastel-y, if that makes sense. But anyway, love these blushes this year. They're so pretty. For highlighter, this was actually one of the most unexpected favorites of the year for me, because it's something that I actually received in PR, and I was not expecting to fall in love with it as much as I have. This is actually the highlighter that I have all over the skin. It is absolutely phenomenal, you guys. It's this right here from Victoria Beckham Beauty. This is the Reflect Highlighter Stick in the shade, which one's this? This is Pearl. I think this is the only shade that they have. It's got more of like a clear base to it, but there is like a gold shift to it as well. So it makes the skin look so juicy. I cannot get enough of this. It's absolutely incredible. Plus, with these balmy type of highlighters, sometimes it's tricky to make sure the formula doesn't like break up the makeup underneath. And I don't find that that happens with this formula whatsoever. It's stunning. Like, I put it on again today and I was like, I need to wear this for the rest of my life. It is that good. It's so beautiful. I also became obsessed with the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Elevated Glow highlighter. And this is in the shade Pink Moon. This is her most recent shade. In this formula, I have like two other colors, but I've been getting the most use out of this one by far for myself and my skin tone. I just love the pinky shift that it gives the skin. This is so pretty. You can use this underneath foundation, you can mix it into foundation, and you can also use it as a highlighter, but I usually use it as more of like a primer type product to just really give tons of glow to the outer portions of the face. But this shade and this formula is to die for. Lisa Eldridge can do no wrong in my eyes. I love her so much. I can't remember if this is a repeat product or not, but I'm gonna mention it again because I used it like crazy this year. This is the Say Beauty Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. Again, another really balmy, dewy type of highlighter. Can you tell what type of highlighters I was into for most of the year this year? I just really loved anything that made my skin look just lit from within. I'm just barely getting like back into powder highlighters recently, but these were by far my most loved highlighters. And it's so interesting how the formulas are kind of similar. Well, the formulas actually are not similar. I should say the effect of them are similar, and just that light reflecting, is she wearing highlighter or is it her skin that's glowing so beautifully kind of a way. But these are by far the best high-end highlighters that I used this year. Hands down by far. I love them so much, especially the Victoria Beckham one. It's so good. All right, last but not least, we're gonna talk about some setting sprays. And I actually have 4 setting sprays to share with you guys today. The first one being the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over setting spray. This one's like a really nice all-in-one type setting spray. It smells just like the MAC Fix Plus, which I love, probably because it is part of the Fix Plus line, but I feel like it not only smooths the skin, but also makes it very long wear, where the Fix Plus is more of like a smoothing setting spray, in my opinion. So this kind of combines the properties of Fix Plus with more of a long wear effect, if that makes sense. Really, really good. I loved it. This is another one that I loved for the majority of the year. This is the Lawless Glam Guard Long Wear Setting Spray. This makes your makeup not move. I don't know what kind of sorcery is in here, but it's so amazing. My one complaint is just about the packaging. It just gets really messy, but overall, like, I still used it and loved it because it really does lock in your makeup, and I noticed a huge difference when I use this. The award for the most effective, strongest first setting spray goes to this one right here. This is from One Size Beauty. This is the On Till Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. I didn't actually discover this until a couple months ago, on accident, really. I kept seeing this in the background of reality TV shows or on Instagram with makeup artists, and I was like, okay, I know I have that in my collection somewhere. Let me give it a go. So I tried it out on a day where I attended a wedding, and I actually like didn't touch up my makeup all day long because that's how good and that's how balanced my skin stayed because of this. And I layered it on top of the Charlotte Tilbury one. I'm gonna shout this out again. I mentioned this last year, but I'm still in love with it. So this is one of the best longwear setting sprays I've ever tried. I'm still using it, still loving it. And these two layered on top of each other, like your makeup will not budge. It won't go anywhere. So I loved all 4 of these setting sprays and use them all 4 like crazy. If there's just one that I would pick, I would still probably say the Charlotte Tilbury. It's just so good. But again, you can't go wrong with any of these in my opinion. All right, you guys, so those are all my favorite high-end complexion products from the year 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing and seeing, I guess, the products that really transformed my makeup this year in the high-end category. I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know if we have any similar favorites in the comments down below. And also if there's something that you loved this year in the complexion category that's high-end that you think I should know about, let me know in the comments down below. If you missed my drugstore favorites from the year, I will have the playlist in the description box down below, as well as all these products listed and linked for you guys in case you're interested in trying any of them out. I can't wait to share more of my top picks from the year, so stay tuned for my episodes coming up very, very soon. Again, we're gonna talk eyes and then lips in the high-end category, and I've got some really, really, really fun things to share with you guys there as well. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I can't wait to show you what else I've loved in future episodes. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.